Hello students, today we discuss the third module, circuit element and its analysis. In this topic, we will discuss the classification of circuit element, classification of circuit element. It is of three types: linear, non-linear, active, passive, and unilateral, bilateral. Then we go for the basic law which helps to analyze different type of electric circuit like Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's law. Then we go for the discussion of mesh analysis and nodal analysis. So let us first discuss the classification of circuit element. First we see linear element and non-linear element. What do you mean by linear element? The element whose VI characteristics always follow the equation of straight line passing through the origin is called as linear element. Again I repeat, the element whose VI characteristics always follow the equation of straight line and which does not follow the VI characteristics, which does not follow the equation of straight line, are called as non-linear element. The example of linear circuit element are resistor, inductor, capacitor. And non-linear circuit element example are semiconductor devices like transistor, diode, etc. The devices. Here you may have the question how the VI characteristics of resistor, inductor and capacitor, they follow equation of straight line. See, if we see the relationship between voltage and current in case of resistor, inductor and capacitor, what be the equation? See, in case of resistor, by Ohm's law you know that V is equal to IR. V and I, they are directly proportional to each other. If voltage increases, current also increases, and if voltage decreases, current also decreases. So if we draw the characteristics curve, we get a straight line. Similarly for inductor, the voltage across inductor is L di by dt. This equation you get from Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Here also voltage and current are directly proportional to each other. Then capacitor, voltage across capacitor is here also current and voltage are directly proportional to each other. So resistor, inductor and capacitor, these are classified as linear circuit element. And if you remember basic electronics, you see the VI characteristics of semiconductor devices like diode, transistor, they are non-linear. Means that characteristics is not a straight line. Hence semiconductor devices, they comes under the classification of non-linear element. The second classification, active element and passive element. What is active element? Definition says that the active element, it has a capacity to generate net amount of power. To a circuit. And passive element, it doesn't have a capacity. It doesn't have a capacity to generate net amount of power to a circuit. The example of active element are battery, voltage source, current source, operational amplifier, etc. Passive element examples are resistor, inductor and capacitor. If you remember basic electrical theory, at that time we do some experiment. On that experiment you see that resistor, inductor and capacitor, they do not work, or current flowing through them is zero if you not connecting any other external source on that element. Hence resistor, inductor, capacitor, they comes under the classification of passive element. Third classification is unilateral and bilateral. What do you mean by unilateral and bilateral circuit element? Unilateral, if the magnitude of current in a circuit or element changes due to any change in polarity of applied voltage, then the circuit element is known as unilateral element. Then come to the definition for bilateral element. An element is said to be bilateral when the magnitude of current to the element or through the element does not change due to change in here it is change, but here it is does not change due to any change in polarity of applied voltage. The alternative definition is also there for unilateral and bilateral. The alternative definition is that if the impedance of the element changes with change in either voltage or current, then it is unilateral. Again I repeat, if the impedance of an element changes with change in either voltage or current, it comes under unilateral. And if the impedance of the element doesn't changes with any change in voltage or current, then it comes under the classification of bilateral. Example of unilateral are semiconductor. Example, semiconductor devices like diode, transistor, etc. And bilateral example are resistor, inductor and capacitor. Next, before going to the topic of mesh analysis and nodal analysis, first we discuss basic law which helps for the circuit analysis. They are Ohm's law and Kirchhoff's law. So first let us discuss what is Ohm's law. Ohm's law says that potential difference across a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through the conductor or flowing through it when temperature being constant. Let us consider a conductor. And connect it across a battery having the voltage of V. So current is flowing through this conductor. The potential, let this point is A, this point is B. The potential difference between these 2 points, means across this conductor, is V. According to Ohm's law, this V is directly proportional to current flowing through this conductor. Or here we take a proportionality constant as R, which is the resistance of the conductor. V is equal to IR. It is given by Ohm's law. This is the basic law without which we can't analyze any type of electrical circuit. Next, we go for Kirchhoff's law. A scientist, Gustav Kirchhoff, he is a German scientist. He gives a current law and voltage law on the basis of conservation of energy and charge. We know that if you remember physics, on that you study energy neither is created nor be destroyed. Similarly, the scientist Gustav Kirchhoff, he gives a law known as Kirchhoff's law, which based on this conservation of energy. He gives two laws. Voltage law known as Kirchhoff's voltage law and current law known as Kirchhoff's current law. First, we discuss Kirchhoff's current law. In short form, it is also known as KCL. Kirchhoff's current law, it states that algebraic sum of current meeting at a point in a given network is equal to 0. Algebraic sum of current meeting at a point or a junction in a given network is equal to 0. For your better understanding, here we take one electrical network. Here I take 4 resistor and connect it across a source of supply V. So the current I is flowing. At this point A, it is divided into 4 parts: I1, I2, I3 and I4. According to this law, what the law says? Algebraic sum. See, algebraic sum of current meeting at a point, algebraic sum of current. How many currents are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their algebraic sum, the current algebraic sum is equal to 0. You see here 5 currents are there. I1, I2, I3, I4. How you make them algebraic sum? See, I is the incoming current meeting at a point. At point A, you see that all these 5 currents meet. I1 is the entering one. I is the entering one. I1, I2, I3, I4 are the leaving one. You have to make it their algebraic sum to 0. As the circuit consists of incoming and outgoing, you separate this incoming 2 type of current by their polarity. It is your choice. You are free to choose their polarity. Let I take incoming current as positive polarity and outgoing current as negative polarity. So what be the equation now? I is the incoming. So I1 to I4 are the outgoings. So their polarity is minus. Minus I1, minus I2, minus I3, minus I4 is equal to 0. This equation gives the KCL equation. If you simplify this equation, means if you bring incoming at one side and outgoing at another side, the equation is so from this second equation of KCL, you get the second definition for Kirchhoff's current law. What is the second definition? Sum of the incoming current is equal to sum of the outgoing current. sum of incoming current is equal to sum of outgoing current. Clear? Next we go for voltage law, known as Kirchhoff's voltage law. In Kirchhoff's current law, you see algebraic sum of current at a point is 0. Here in the voltage law, we see algebraic sum of voltages are 0. So what are that algebraic sum of voltages? So before going to this law definition, first I draw one electrical circuit. If you remember the classification of circuit element, this resistor, they are the passive element, and this voltage source, this is the active element. What do you mean by active and passive element? Active element, they have the capacity to generate net amount of power, and passive element, they do not have the capacity to generate power or generate energy. So this as it is a circuit, how current is flowing from this source to other element. Okay. Now come to the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Algebraic Kirchhoff's voltage law is defined as algebraic sum of EMFs and drop voltages in a closed path are 0. Voltage drop means voltage across this resistor. Let here voltage is V1, here voltage is V2 and it is V3. This is the definition. Algebraic sum of, here you may add one more sentence, algebraic sum of EMFs and drop voltages in a closed path when current traversed in a single direction. When current traversed in a single direction is equal to 0. Like your Kirchhoff's current law, you choose the polarity for incoming current and outgoing current. Here also in this electrical circuit, you see two type of voltages are there. One is the supply one and another are the drop one. Drop means the voltage across resistors which take power from this voltage. Here also you separate their polarity. How? You take the polarity of EMF as a plus or minus and drop as a negative. Clear? Or EMF is equal to sum of drop. This is the, from this equation you get the second definition. Sum of EMFs is equal to sum of voltage drops. Now for circuit analysis, another concept you have to clear here. There is two type of EMFs. If you see how you decide the polarity of EMF in a network, then two type of EMFs are there. So for next circuit analysis, first we see how you decide the polarity of battery. Here I take same type of battery, its voltage is V, it's also V, this is the positive terminal, these are the negative terminal. If here the current flows from in one of the battery, it is the battery 1, it is the second type. Here the current flowing from negative to positive and here from positive to negative. In this case, it is called as rise of voltage takes place. In this case, it is known as fall of voltage. In this case, the polarity of this EMF or voltage, it is positive, and in this case it is taken as negative. So these are very helpful for circuit analysis when you go for mesh analysis method and nodal analysis method. On the next topic, we will discuss mesh analysis method and nodal analysis method. Thank you.